Hello there, everyone. Okay, so I did mention in my last video where we were testing Elixir a little bit that I had reached Infinite and I had a bit of fun getting there. So I mentioned the deck. Time I show it you. Alright, first of all, I don't normally do it this way round, but I wanted to show you the actual deck results in terms of how I've been getting on with it. I've gone zoomed in just so you can actually see this deck in focus. But yeah, I've played about 89 games, is that? Yeah, 89 games, 57% win rate, 34 net cubes. I've been doing all right with it. Let's just break down what's in it though. So let's just move this away for a second. There we go. And let's get in the game. So yeah, a bit of skillful Ultron. We've got Tree. Activate. Draw a created card from your deck. Then, I've just realized we're on the wrong screen. Next up, we've got Quinjet. Ongoing, your created cards cost one less. Kind of a vibe going on here. Then next up, we've got Sam Wilson. Add Cap Shield to a random location at the game start, and then ongoing, you can move Cap Shield. Cap Shield, ongoing, this can't be destroyed. Give your Cap +2 power when this moves to Cap's location. So yeah, it's pretty good to put it mildly. Surge. On reveal, Surge is hiding the ability a little bit. Give the top card of your deck -1 cost and +1 power. After you play it, repeat this ability. So great for constant discounts. You know, you can end up getting discount after discount. It's a nice card. Then we've got Iron Patriot. On reveal, add a random 4, 5 or 6 cost card to your hand. If you're winning here after next turn, give it -3 cost. Not always necessary, but when it does, it can be very useful. Juggernaut. I'm going to be upfront. Juggernaut as a card is something that I struggle to like. I see it used against me a lot, and it really gets me sometimes. But when I play it, I don't always feel the impact. I think it's one of those where when you get the hit and it works, you feel really good for it. But if you have to play it out early and it's more of a 50-50, it feels bad. So what I will say is it definitely fits in this deck. You should have it if you try and build this deck really, but it can have that whiff mentality, especially with Surge in play. So I just want to put that out there. It's not my favorite card in the deck, but it definitely is useful. Next up. Oh, hang on, I don't even think I read Juggernaut's text. On reveal, move away all enemy cards played here this turn, including unrevealed cards. Okay. Next up, Red Guardian. On reveal, afflict the lowest power enemy card here with -2 power and remove its text. Great for getting rid of Draculas. Next up, Lunar Snow. On reveal, add an ice cube to each side of this location. Ice cubes are 1 cost cards. At the start of each turn, get +1 energy. Then destroy this if your side is full here. So we usually won't play this on a location that's probably going to be full for our opponent. Next up, Galacta. Each turn, the first card you play at another location reveals with +3 power. Nothing bad to say about it. Galacta is probably one of the top cards in the game right now. Then we've got Gwenpool. On reveal, pick a random character in your hand. For the clarification, character excludes skills. Skills are what Agamotto, which we're going to see in a moment, produces. So pick a random character in your hand 3 times. Give +2 power each time. Then we got Infinity Ultron. Add 2 of Ultron's stones to your hand. Yeah, we've got to go into the stones a bit here. So, Infinity Ultron's a 5/8. Then we've got the Infinity Power Stone, a 3/2. On reveal, double Infinity Ultron's power. So, without any extra effects, that can create a 5/16. So, with the +2 as well, you're looking at 5/18 potential for 1 card. Well, 2 cards technically. Then Infinity Reality Stone. On reveal, add a drone here. Set its power to Infinity Ultrons. At times this feels like a bit of a whiff, because you're like, oh, I don't want to play that. But honestly, a 3/1 that can bring down an 8 power card at base, it isn't bad. You know, in total it's 9 power, so it's not always going to win it for you, but when it's got the potential to win, it really feels good. Alright, Infinity Time Stone. On reveal, put a card from your hand, dear. This is kind of like Esson, except for Esson's only created cards. So yeah, I actually like the Infinity Time Stone for this. If anything, it reminds me as well of Red Wing. I feel like we've had a few of those cards of late that are trying to pull from hand. So the Infinity Time Stone is something that I do like the idea of. Not always impactful, but again, there's something there. Infinity Space Stone. On reveal, move the lowest power enemy card here to the location of Infinity Ultron. I'm going to be frank, I struggle to justify playing this card except for its power 3-4. The reason being, it's hard to say why you would want to move a low power card to Ultron's lane. The only thing I can think is if you're moving an Iron Man, but then you're really pushing something into Infinity Ultron's lane that could contest it. So yeah, I have difficulty justifying moving this. I actually don't mind playing it when Ultron's lane's full, because then at the very least it's 3-4. It's not going to impact my side negatively. So yeah, it's probably the worst card. And then the Soul Stone. On reveal, oh hang on, there is another one after. On reveal for the Soul Stone, for each of your full locations, give one of your cards their +2 power. Again, this feels a bit low. I mean, if you've got a full board, it is nice because you go and get +2 power somewhere on the in 2 locations. So it's 2/2 plus the 3, so we're talking 7 power spread. But I honestly feel like it could go up. You know, if that went to 3 power, I don't think it'd be bad. I even think then it might be still a little low. But you want to chain it usually, and that's where maybe the power comes in, why you haven't done something like that. Because the final stone is the Infinity Mind Stone. Ongoing, your on-reveal abilities here happen twice. It's a Wong at 3/2. Straightforward. So there's probably concern that if you have got a full board, you play the Mind Stone and the Soul Stone, essentially going to be buffing up your board like crazy. So I get the reasoning for it, but I can't say I'm sold. I feel like out of all the cards, Space and Soul will get buffed. I think right now they are too weak. And yeah, it's a shame because Infinity Ultron's got some fun about him. And like I say, I had a fun time climbing. But I do feel like he needs a bit more to actually be meta impactful. And anyway, last but not least in this deck, Agamotto. Game start. Shuffle 4 Ancient Arcana into your deck. Now, they call them Ancient Arcana. They are skills. So, let's try again. Skill 1, Temporal Manipulation. On reveal, give Agamotto +3 power, put him into your hand if he's not in play, then banish this card. And for clarity, banish is they are gone forever. You cannot revive them. Next up, we've got Winds of Wtih. Arguably still one of the craziest cards, or technically skills in the game, for the simple fact that afflict an enemy card here with -3 power and move it to the right. Banished. And the number of games I've won by just playing Winds of Wtih, even when it doesn't move a card, is crazy because people are expecting their lane to have X power, and it's X -5. I know that algebra isn't everyone's favourite topic, but I feel like that is a very straightforward thing. -5 in any lane is a massive number to deal with. So yeah, Winds of Wtih, I'm kind of surprised it didn't get nerfed, but Agamotto hasn't been played a lot lately, so maybe that's why. 3 cost, Bolts of Boltak. On reveal, next turn you get +4 energy. Now, one of the things I've been enjoying doing is playing a 2 cost, like Surge, or Iron Patriot, or Sam Wilson, and then Bolts of Boltak on turn 5. Granted, you usually want to be playing Infinity Ultron if you haven't already at that point, but this is kind of nice on turn 5 because you get the extra energy to have a final go, you know, essentially as much energy as you can throw at a turn. But also, especially if you've got Surge with this, there's going to be a discount in play as well. So it's sometimes fun to have. Not always impactful, but it can be. It's something that you can maybe scare your opponent with as far as, oh, I've got all this energy, what am I going to do with it? And a lot of the time, probably not a lot, but sometimes it's quite a lot to win the game. And then the final one, Images of icon. Full cost, on reveal. Transform your other cards here into copies of the highest power one. A lot of the time, that's kind of cool, just transforming some dud cards into Agamotto. I actually faced a couple of junk clog style decks in the last 24 hours. That was pretty fun. Basically saying, all right, you're sending me a green goblin, you're sending me a rock. I'm going to transform them into Agamotto. It's pretty cool. So I'm smiling. It is a pretty fun deck and concept, but as you saw, the win rate isn't like stellar. It's not something that's like crazy high, but still, it's got potential. So we're going to go into 10 games. Let's see how we get on. All right, third one, we're up against Gremlin. Let's play Temporal Manipulation. We won't draw a card, but we will just give Agamotto +3 power. You don't sniff at +3. Turn 2, I'm Patriot. Yeah, we'll play it. Also, just in case anyone notices, I do have this green rays background, but these are all like splits I've got. I'm trying to actually, you know, split them again. And yeah, it's like, they blow a bit, don't they? I do hope I get a better card. Okay. Profex could be interesting. I don't think we're going discounting, but it could be interesting. Certainly aren't winning the lane. I do like the idea of Galactum mid. Are they ballsy enough to play in Jotunheim? That's the question. Now, this is what I was talking about in the build-up. Ideally, I would like to play Surge and Bulltack at this point, because that's a big energy surge. But I don't trust it. So I am going to play Prof X. We're going to see if we can just trap them, because that's going to be 5 power. Oh, they did play that. I mean, I actually don't mind that. It does restrict them a little bit in terms of where they can play, I guess. But I also think we have lost this one. I'm debating if I retreat or if I just see it out. Yeah, we got no power there, that's the issue. I'm going to retreat it. I do like to normally stick it out in videos, but there wasn't really a play line there that I could actually see a win coming from it. So, yeah, a bit unfortunate. I know the argument is, why didn't you Agamotto there, maybe? But even then, I'm thinking, you know, the collector could get pretty chonky. And I hadn't really got another plan after that. So, yeah, some rough locations. Okay, next up is Nero. Are we talking about the coffee chain or one of the Roman gods, I believe? I suppose one after the other. Alright, they won't... I won't be able to sort of benefit from temporal manipulation straight out the gate, so I might as well play Quinjet. Wtih's in hand as well. Alright, I like your confidence. Let's just Windsor Wtih it, I guess. That's it. I have a -4 shield. I mean, you might buff up Sam, but you're going to have a bit of negative in there as well. Right, that blows. Let's do Wtih and Surge. As much as I like the idea of Lunar Snow, right? Yeah, I'm not committed to it. Plus, we haven't got any of our chunky cards yet, so we don't need the Ram. I mean, who knows? We could have a 4/9 Infinity Ultron next turn. That is interesting. Hey, I was right. We have got 4/9. I'm almost thinking, do I Yeah, I think we should just leave it in hand, I mean, because I don't have to... Oh, hang on. Yeah, go on, we'll do it like this. We'll do Galacta. I will play it left just so it's challenging there a bit. Let me make sure I've done my activate. I don't know if it is enough, but we're going to try our best. No, okay, they won the Iron Patriot, that's fine. Black Widow is a spicy pick. I've got Prio, so I don't know how that plays, actually. I would have thought it wouldn't be instant because the activate would have to... I'm thinking about, like I say, if you're activating Aranya, it activates in the play order, so surely I get to do my things before they stop me with that. Yeah, let's... Oh, I've just realised they're going to get my stuff, aren't they? I actually don't mind that. In terms of... Yeah. I've got a big chunky boy. And hopefully that's enough to get me going. Okay. I'm making a lot of noises here, I know, but... Oh, I've just realised they're going to stop themselves from drawing. Okay. That's different. I wish I got one cost. It would have been, like, nice to do Cersei. I mean, I could still do Cersei. I'm trying to think what I've just given them. I don't think there's enough there to contest that. Do we just roll the dice? I don't know what they could play there. That's looking good. Yeah. Alright. I mean, I didn't really win off Ultron's strength as much as they didn't manage Mindscape that well, but that was interesting. It was a good game. Alright, turn 1. Luke Spar facing Sita. Let's play Quinjet right. We're going to play Cap, Sam Wilson Cap in the mid. Well, we got to. Ooh, maybe not. Surge is more tempting. I wouldn't be too surprised if Surge doesn't become the most popular 2-cost card. It's got the vibe of something that people are just going to play the heck out of. Yeah, we do want the ramp. But I don't want to lose the potential to ramp, so I think we do that. If they Red Guardian that, I'm going to be so wound up. I'll take magic. I just had that image of someone like soul reading me and going, I'm going to just really get him. Okay, I feel like Red Guardian could be very tasty if there's an Iron Man coming. So we'll snap for now. There's going to be 6 cards in hand. We can draw a 7th. The board's a bit tight right now. I don't think we're going to get rid of the ninjas. Sarah. So definitely getting ongoing tribunal vibes. I think we do that so we can move the shield in. And I'll do bolt-to-bolt attack as well. It doesn't take up space. I don't want to play these stones yet. So we'll just sacrifice 2 energy. Iron Lad copies Iron Man.
Iron Man.
So we know Iron Man's coming. Anti-Venom. Oh, actually, that was perfect for them. They've got a 0-cost Iron Man. I mean, that's... Ooh. Yeah, not fun times here. Remove the shield. We're going Juggernaut there because Jug could clog a lane, which isn't the worst thing for us. Hopefully it will clog right. And then we're going to do that and that. We've still got room for stones and Red Guardian.
Behold my mighty hand.
All right. The trouble with the ice cube, that has left a fair bit of room. I'm trying to read their play now, at least in terms of trying to minimize the damage. So they've got a 0-0 Iron Man. We know that. And Mystique will be 2 cost. Actually, Mystique will be 1 cost. Tribunal will be 5. So they could even still play another card on top. Every fibre of my being is saying I should retreat here. I'm gonna have to. I don't like it, but I'm gonna have to. Especially with the Boomer Snap. But that is so irritating because I got the tools there with Red Guardian. But I just didn't have a way of maximizing it. Because right lane Ninja would take the bullet. Middle lane Ice Cube, that was last turn anyway, so it wouldn't do anything. Left lane Magic could take the hit. That is really irritating because I just had no way of really benefiting from it. Oh. I mean, I'm not knocking Sita. They did their bit well. But yeah, I just couldn't counter it. All right, next up, Vague Horror. And I like the name. Cosmic is my stage name. No comment. I like Vague Horror more than your title, let's say that. Alright, Surge, you can go left. That's it, we get 4 energy next turn. What have you surged up? Bit of a shame we only get 2 buffs from that. Ooh, 411 Agamotto. Well, why not? Blade. Discards Dracula. Alright, that's tasty. I don't mind doing that. In fact, we'll snap on it. I am seeing a potential images of Icon on the left. Oh. Alright, I'm going to be upset if I don't find a way to win this because I've been given the keys to the castle. Ironically with Castle Blackstone. Let me just check what they discarded. Modoc. And I think I saw APOC get hit. So yeah. Genuinely, it takes your breath. I think we do just ramp for the next turn. And we'll pull a skill. Man, oh man. Alright, what you playing, bud? You've got a bit of ramp as well now. Winter Wtih, wow. Gilgamesh. Alright. Anyone watching this at this point, if you have seen Gilgamesh in a discard deck, you tell me. I will believe you. Because I have never seen it myself. Right. We got 12 energy. If we can't make this work, I don't know how we're going to make anything work. I don't know if that actually is it. I'm trying to sort of counter hang about. I think I've got time. That, and that. Or maybe. I mean, we're giving up the left a bit, but... Sorry, the middle a bit, but maybe that's enough. That's a big power spike there. Nudge that over. And then just buff the bejeebus out of Infinity Ultron. I mean, I said it. I would be disappointed if I didn't win that one. I mean, Vhagar, I'm sorry, I got the nuts there. That was very unfortunate on you. But if by some random chance of happenstance you watch this video, I would love to know what Gilgamesh is doing here. I mean, that's a spicy pick, I tell you. All right, let's move on to the next one. Right, next up is Bad Kid. I know a fat kid, but not a bad kid. Alright, Camotage. For the record, that's actually what inspired this deck. I saw it was the featured location the other day and I was like, let's see if we can make something out of it. So TVA blows. We do not like TVA, but apparently they don't like me playing Surge. Alright, Bad Kid, we hardly knew ye. Is anyone else like me and forgets to pick the bounties?
Epic.
Alright, next up is Charit, our number 3 fan. Honestly, I'd be happy to know I've got a number 1 and a number 2. Alright, Quinjet down. Quicksilver. Someone outside just checking their engines working, it seems. Temporal manipulation. Let's get Agamotto in hand. Right, playing Quicksilver must bum them out, considering they couldn't play turn 2, and usually you play Quicksilver to make sure you can play turn 2. Quicksilver into Wave. Not on my bingo sheet. You're not as straightforward as going for... I'm trying to think of the card name. Galactus, are they? I think they are.
Victory.
I mean, I genuinely don't know what they were thinking. Like, did they honestly think I wouldn't read that? I can just check your collection level, pal. 23,996. Alright, so let's just assume that's playing as long as I've been playing. And maybe they're just going, you know what, I want to play a bit of Galactus. I get it. But surely at this point you must be going, you know what, he's made it so I can only play on one lane. Do I have a chance that he thinks I'm not going to play there? It's like, if you... Why not? retreat if earlier. You know what I mean? If you're in that position, why chance it? I'm going to play there. The wonders of the Galactus player. It is weird, right? Because Galactus itself doesn't bother me. I think Galactus is a very fun card. But I feel like we're in a day and age now where if you go and play it, you need to be very sneaky with it. You need to find a way of sneaking it in a deck that doesn't look like a Galactus deck. And I feel like Wave is one of the biggest harbingers of Galactus. You know, forget the Silver Surfer. If you see Wave on the board, you're thinking it's either Doctor Doom or Galactus. And yeah, I played for the one that was the more potentially disruptive. Alright, anyway, enough about Galactus. We're up against Giuseppe. Apologies for not introducing you. We got Mirai on turn 1, and I can't do Jackal, so we're going to wait for turn 2. And don't worry, I was talking, so I don't mind you holding me up. Alright, Mind Stone. Can I just check my card back a minute? Wow, you have played a lot to have already got the Zorn back, card back. Either that or you've got the Premium Pass, which might have given you a boost. Alright, Surge to you. Ooh. Fucking tires. Not just that, but also the Rian Gonzalez one. That intrigues me. Yeah, get Luna down. This feels like a bouncy kind of deck. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I went a little bit overboard predicting bounce. I could just go Agamotto, but there's a bit of me going, let's do that, that, and that. Ooh. I mean, I did just hit that for -5 at least. Even if that doesn't do much. Ooh, actually saying that I did it, Joaquin. Okay, I'm going to play... I want to play both, you see. It doesn't make sense not to. But I know I'm in a very tricky spot if I do. But let's chance it. We're going Jug there. We're going Gwenpool there and hope 7's enough to win the lane. There we go. That's what I was after. More power in bar with no name. Oh, they're destroying. Okay, I was not expecting a destroy element in this deck. But what did you play there? Time Stone.
I am inevitable.
Okay. Right, so Sam's not getting played for love nor money. I think we just have to hope that Agamotto is enough. It's a 22 power Thanos, so that... Yeah, that will take it above. Wow. Those stones are just... Well, it's not even the stones. Hood is just enough to win that. I timed the Juggernaut wrong. Yeah, I've got a retreat. I haven't got a win condition. Oh, that blows.
Escape.
Again, the right play, just the wrong place. I mean, arguably it should have been Juggernaut left and then Gwenpool right, but that's what I say, right, middle. But yeah, because that would have moved the Carnage. The Carnage would have destroyed these, which means it would have powered that power and bar with no name. Oh. Stay Livy. I didn't give you a first one, by the way, pal. There you go. All right, first up, against Linkha. We faced Linkha already. King Wtih. No, we haven't faced Linkha today. Maybe it's a name I've just seen. Alright, so we lost a 3 cost. What was that? Bolt to bolt sack. Alright, that's fine. Let's put Iron Patriot down. And we'll draw King Wtih. Or we'll draw with King Wtih. Okay, Captain Marvel's very tasty. Card's good as well. Sorry, I couldn't help myself with that one. Oh, I mean, I'm up for it. That's so bad to start with, but look, I'm willing to go for it. This is a shambles of a start, but I'm willing to go for it. Yeah, they're playing it safe. They're like, no, I'm not snapping. Yeah, I'm not snapping just because Ego's there. Alright, what are you going to do? Marvel mid. That's okay. I mean, it was a full cost, so it was on curve. What are they playing left? Castos. Okay, so that's good for us. Lunar temporal manipulation, because of course we don't actually play on curve. You know, we don't use all of our energy. But you have to think, Ego's got that in mind. Just like it moved the shield, just to make sure that the cube could go there. Temporal manipulation, Agamotto in hand. Alright. Gwempool and Cat. Well, that's a move. You know, this has happened to me before when I've done recordings, and it irritates the heck out of me, because I'm like, I genuinely don't mind the snap on turn 1 mentality. I say don't mind. I embrace the snap on turn 1 mentality with Ego. Or whatever turn Ego appears. I hate the idea of snapping on turn 6 after someone's already snapped. That's like trying to take advantage of a winning position. Not a fan. I will play it, but I'm not fond of you for doing that, Linkha. Face Stone does nothing. Thanos. Yep. I go back to it. I'm not a fan. I've given up 8 cubes there purely because I wanted to essentially maintain my principles. Where do principles get you? Nowhere. But I wanted to maintain them. And so you're not getting a fist bump off me, Linkha. That was dirty. Alright. I'm sure they're devastated. Alright, so I've got 2 games left to claw some cubes back. At least if I want to try and prove that this deck is remotely decent. We're up against Minty. We might be up against Minty. Are we up against you, Minty? We are. Okay. Just took a very long time for it to work out. Alright, so turn 2, Iron Patriot's decent. They get my Gwempool. I get their Arnhem Zola. Interesting. Turn 2 Surge, I can't help but feel is better, because even if you don't want to play the discounted card, you've got a discount. So that is going ahead of Iron Patriot. Deadpool. We'll play Surge left and we'll do Luna there. Probably. Oh, hang on, saying that, no, I don't want to sacrifice a cube. I've just realised I was trying to give them a Hulk for some reason. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I actually like that as a Surge card. Okay, they wanted a Hulk. Okay, I feel like there's a bit of irony in that. Hulk Buster from Hulk. I'm going to take some rocks. I want to debuff that if I can. I say if I can, it won't, will it? They will have destroyed that by that point, surely, whether it's a Killmonger or they actively go to destroy it. So I figure let's do this instead. Let's just buff what we can. I'm going to be so annoyed though if they don't touch Deadpool. More for my own sake, like I had the right idea. They did. Winter Wtih, Bolts of Bullpack, and I'm Patriot. I don't know what we're doing turn 6, but we're getting energy, we're getting a random card, we're moving stuff around, we're causing some mischief. And you know what? I've got to recover some cubes, so I'm snapping. This is probably the worst snap of my day, for the simple fact that I'm not really in a winning position as I'm snapping here, but I'm kind of in a screw it mode. Come on, Minty, what you got for me? I'm glad I showed the win rate and the cube rate at the start of the video. Let's say that, because I feel like I'm not showcasing the deck at its best. But also, that last game really put a dampener on the numbers. I'm sure it did. They're taking the entire of this time for the turn 5. You got to make sure they play in the right place. Ooh, magic. That's what I was expecting earlier, to be fair. I kind of wish I'd been able to benefit from King Wtih, though. Alright, that's not bad. Nothing crazy, but it's not bad. Ooh. Oh, it's nothing too fancy. I mean, still Agamotto, but just kind of cool that we drew the card in our deck, kind of thing. I'm struggling to see a play line here, though. I mean, the only thing I've got is maybe we do Agamotto, and then Juggernaut there. Oy, oy, oy. Oh, hang on. I've just realised we've got turn 7. Alright, so I can actually be a bit more, I don't know, cautious? Maybe we do that, just to open up some room there. Alright, I'm not sure what they're running.
Cut off one head, 2 more shall take its place.
I mean, whatever we play next has got a discount and a bit of a power buff. We've got a 2-cost Agamotto. Oh. Yeah, I'm so glad that got power buffs. Alright, you're seeing the downside of this deck quite quickly, it seems. Alright, we're going to play Juggernaut there. That just makes sense. Actually, no. We're going to play that. Play that for the heck of it. Because it'll give Agamotto a buff. That's it. Move it across. I was going to say, the Agamotto on the board should get the buff as well. No. Hey, we won it. We won it. We're just about to squeeze past that death. Alright, I'm relieved there. And Juggernaut came clutch. I said at the start, he isn't my favourite card in the deck, but like I say, he does have his use and I wouldn't take him out. So he showed why there. Alright, let's move on to the final one if I'm right. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Something tells me it isn't this guy. Either that or Eminem is, you know, a Marvel Snap fan, which I'm not saying is impossible, but yeah, I just don't see it. Alright, Reality Stone turns that into Fogwells. Alright. I will give him a fist bump for that. I mean, I'd rather double boosters, doesn't everyone? There we go. Each trig draws Wtih. Time Stone. I think we play Luna mid because there's a good chance they will play there, which means they don't get the cube. Oh, okay, they didn't. So, cube on their side. Mind Stone destroyed. Okay. Yeah, we do that because unless they've got another location changer in their deck, we're going to get double Valley of the Hand benefits here. Not beyond the realms of possibility. Also, we haven't seen a single one of their normal cards yet, only stones. Incredible for drawing, but very scary. Alright, that's a very chunky Juggernaut. Agamotto in hand. Elixir revives the Mind Stone. Alright, cool. That's 4 destroyed on our side. It is Eitri Quinjet that could benefit us. Alright, so I'm thinking let's do that. Let's actually no. Let's just do that. Alright, Thanos. Ice Cube, that's what it was. Eitri's back, Quinjet's back. Oddly enough, oh. Wow, okay. Soulstone's back. Timestone's back. Really is Slim Shady, guess who's back? Okay. We got Stabbing Energy. I think that's safe to do there. And then, honestly, that should be more than enough. And then Wtih just to move anything that's already there. I don't think I'm missing anything. We'll soon find out. Have you got a power spiker? Something to buff the lane? No, we're fine. Alright, that was decent. Good way to end the 10 games. Okay, so final result. Net of 9 cubes and a positive win rate. 6 games won, 4 games lost. Genuinely, I actually think that's representative of how it is. You know, I mean, you saw the win rate in total, it was about 57 if I remember right. I feel like that is where this deck is at. It's not something that is a meta contender. I feel like Infinity Ultron will need a buff to get there, but I do think it's better than maybe people are thinking it is. I mean, you look here. We obviously got that A-Cuber at the end that really helped. That Linkha I get if anyone does find it that I'm being very presumptuous that people have to snap on ego, but it's one of those where I'm like, come on, someone snaps. Well, I'm assuming we're both at infinite. If they aren't fair play, I get that point. Maybe just retreat at that point. But I find it very unsporting to snap on the final turn when you know you've got a good final turn. So yeah, I wasn't happy with that. I can't help it. It's just how my brain works. But yeah, everything else, I felt like it kind of was a good representation of the deck. You know, you go and get some 4-cubers, you go and get some joddy ones, but I do think it's got a lot of good positives in it. So, actually, let's just check the matchups while we're here. Let's just zoom out a little bit. But yeah, Thanos Death, Galactus, Thanos Surfer, Bullseye we lost to, fair play. But we beat Destroy, Discard, Mill, Scream. Is this? Oh, no, sorry, this is all today. Sorry, that includes the last video I did as well. But yeah, I feel like there's some interesting things in here. So, I would like your feedback. I've done 2 decks today. I would not recommend Elixir of Death. Maybe Phoenix Force, but not Elixir of Death. But tell me what you think about Skillful Ultron, because I honestly think there's something there. Maybe a card or 2 to tweak. Maybe, again, a better deck craftsman could come up with the winning formula. But yeah, I would like to know what you're thinking. One last clarification, just for those who are interested. I did find this deck on Untapped. I searched for Infinity Ultron, and then I also searched for Surge. So they were the only 2 cards I was looking for, but then I found this deck amongst the potential candidates. So whoever actually came up with this to begin with, kudos to you. I wish I knew you, because I'd give you a pat on the back. I had a bit of fun with it. But yeah, that's all I can have to say on it. So, thank you very much for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you again soon. Until then, bye for now, everyone.